Good evening and welcome to beautiful Orangeville, Ontario on a Sunday fun day night here for a 7 o'clock ball drop. It is the quarterfinals of the Ontario Junior A Lacrosse League, and your Orangeville Northmen have a 3-2 lead in the series against Six Nations Arrows. So a potential to seal out the game at home, or seal the series, at home with the hometown crowd just buzzing in here in the Tony Rose Memorial Sports Complex. But I'm sure Six Nations Arrows will have something to say about that, as the fourth game is always the hardest to win. Looking around the league, the Buzz, Oakville Buzz eliminated top spot Kitchener 4-1 in their first round. Whitby is now up 3-2 versus Brampton, and St. Kitts has a stranglehold on their series 3-1 against Burlington. And we'll have some updates as we go along, as that series may end up finished tonight as well. Two teams pretty evenly matched here in all 5 games so far. The last 2 games very back and forth, and we're hoping to get another style of game like that as the chirping already begins with some face tapping here with Aidan Matthews and Quinn Brennan. And Mr. Becker is showing Mr. Ron on the other end what he feels about him. And Perret and Campbell face off. Here we go. First period underway in game 6. Northmen first to score the loose ball. Last night, the Six Nations Arrows did a good job pressing defensively, and it looks like they're coming again, and it is another high stick for the Six Nation Arrows with 13 seconds into the game, and penalties have plagued this team so far in the series. Last game, as we watch the Akwesasne replay here, Akwesasne duty-free replay, mind you, as you'll see, Sean Costigan turns, and as he turns back, Winter Rivera just right in the teeth with a cross check, and that's a no-doubter, an easy one for the goal. Oh, and it'll be a 5-minute major for Winter Rivera, and the Northern power play has done an excellent job here in the last 2 games, so let's see what they can do here. Jennings works it around now to Sanderson. Little cycle. Kruger back to the top, and he plays catch with Matthews. Kruger slips to his backside. He might come in and shoot. He does! And that's right into the midsection of Tyden Redlick. And now Six Nations begins to kill 4 minutes and 40 seconds of their first penalty of the game. Kogan, ever dangerous from the outside. He shoots early, but a good stick there by Shabbat as he's off to the races now. And it looks like Six Nations were quick to get out the back door, so Jackson Shabbat will get off the floor and allow the offensive prowess of the Northern power play to go to work. Everyone getting into positions, and now Kruger and Matthews play catch at the top. Kruger, a little backhand to Sanderson. Sanderson looks to shoot, but gets it back out to Kruger. Now Matthews, he'll shoot right into the crest of Redlick, and a nice offensive rebound there from Northmen. Some helmet woes in the corner with Wilson, so he'll have to get that done up or he'll have to be sent off. Kruger with a long shot, and that's a better one as the goaltender Redlick had to go down to save that. And Six Nations going to have to create careful here that they don't get the 8-second, and they do, just shy of the line. Cortez about 2 steps away from the line, and the Northern power play are able to have their 4th opportunity. 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the power play.
Put your glasses on!
Kruger, backhand to Sanderson. Sanderson activates on a pick by Kruger. Now Matthews. Sanderson, he's had a hot stick here in the last 2 games. Sanderson up to Kruger again. Kruger looking to shoot, backhand to Sanderson. Sanderson shoots, and that's off the left arm of Redlick, and right back to Matthews, and the Northmen get their 5th opportunity in the possession. Kruger with it now, Matthews. Kruger, backhand to Sanderson. Wilson trying to stir things up on the right side. Now back to Kruger. He looks to Matthews. He's got a shot. He face dodges, pops it back out to Kruger. Kruger will shoot. And what a goal by Kruger! Has a nice sidearm there. He scored a similar one, and it looks like the Six Nation Arrows have come high and hard early here as they are doing everything they can after the whistle to intimidate the Northmen. Let's look at the goal here in the Akwesasne duty-free replay. Matthews, a good job, sells shot there and brings 2 guys to him, and now Kruger slips into a soft spot. And as you can see, the rough stop came much after the shot. But what a shot by Kruger. He had a similar goal yesterday where he shoots that right-handed sidearm and tugs it right back short side, right inside the post and in, and it's 1-0 Northmen. So that came at 2:58 remaining in the major, and they'll have another opportunity on that major to score as the referees look to sort out the penalties here. As that's going on, I'll just bring you up to speed with last night's game in Six Nations. The big three of Matthews, Sanderson, and Kruger had a big night as they combined for 21 points. Matthews had 3 goals, 4 assists. Sanderson, 3 goals, 5 assists. And Max Kruger, 4 goals, 2 assists. And the penalties were 7 for the Six Nations, 6 for the Northmen. Notable players for Six Nations last night were Jimerson. He had a hat trick and an assist for 4 points. And Kogan had his own 5-point game with 2 goals and 3 assists for the Arrows. Would also like to give a big shout out to our U7-1 team who won the Pelham tournament this morning, and I'm sure Coach Kirk is proud of his boys, as we all here are in town boys. So congratulations on that big win, and hopefully you can roll into provincials with the same result. And it does look like the Northmen will serve a penalty of their own. It looks like Wilson will go in there. And we're right back to the action here. Face-off won by Tulchi. He had an outstanding game yesterday in Six Nations. Battling along the board here. Tulchi still with it somehow. Tulchi gets one up high from, I believe it was Campbell, so he's going to head to the sin bin, and we'll be all even here for about 2 minutes. So Porter, he's looking to shoot. He does, and that's right near the crest of Downey. And that will be a save and a penalty towards the Northmen. Akwesasne duty-free replay here, and watch number 11 on your screen there, Cooper Campbell. I believe he comes in high right there as he gets it up into the chin, and that is a good call by the referee. A little bit confusion as Campbell hasn't headed to the box yet, and the referees should probably sort that out before we begin play. And Cooper Campbell has been notified as he jogs off. And it looks like we'll be 4-on-4 here for 2 minutes. And then the Northmen will finish with a 29-second power play as Winter Rivera is still serving his penalty. And the referees are looking to put a stop early to the shenanigans as another delayed penalty is called. It'll be 5-on-4 for at least 12 seconds here. Kogan with it. They're going to get out of his hands as he shoots one wide, and that'll be over and back. And now the Six Nations Arrows will have a great opportunity to go 4-on-3. Lots of room out there on the 4-on-3 plays. So, lots of high sticks, lots of after the whistle business, and like I said before, the referees have decided to take their whistles out and try to put an end to this early, as we've only played about 3 minutes and 8 seconds. Now the first real good opportunity for the Arrows. Kogan moves it around. Kogan again. Over to Hamill. Kogan. Jimerson over to Hamill. Hamill tries to get something going. Kogan's going to shoot. No, he's going to pass. And what a save by Cole Downey. An unbelievable fake shot pass to the crease by Kogan. And Downey was there just in time to get it with his shoulder. Northmen trying to evade the 8-second rule to get to half, so they just toss it down the floor and reset defensively. As you can see, there's lots of room out there, folks, with a 4-on-3 situation, and Six Nations Arrows are taking full advantage with their skill. John Hill, over to Kogan. Down to Jimerson. Jimerson up to John Hill. Little backhand to the crease. I believe that's... And what a great save there by Downey again. That was Lickers diving, or excuse me, Hamill diving through the crease. And now it's back up top with John Hill and Kogan as they play catch. Kogan, he's got a lane. He's going to go in. And a beautiful far side, short side on Downey that beats him. And that will negate the 23-second penalty. And we'll be back to 4-on-4. Akwesasne duty-free replay. And it's just so much room out there. 4-on-3. A great seal on the top. And no one can catch up with Kogan there as he has a nice far side, short side buries his first on Downey after Downey has made a couple of unbelievable saves to start it. Not a lot of chance there as Cogan is very skilled and makes no mistake on that. Campbell on the face-off, and it's an illegal movement there by Perret, so it'll be Northman ball. 4-on-4 for 47 seconds. Northman looking to answer back here. Matthews working with Thompson on the near side. He has Thompson. Thompson catches, shoots, and a great tail check there by Becker to send that opportunity wide. Sanderson with it now. No reset on the play. Sanderson, he's looking to shoot. He tries to do a twister. That's no good, and that'll bounce back to half right to Matthews. Matthews is going to pass down to Thompson. He's going to try to go underneath. Reverse backhand there, and good thing Redlick squeezed his legs together as that was looking to go 5-hole. Lickers carries now and dumps it off to Squire. Squire carries on the near side. Pops it back out to Cogan. Cogan looking for something, finds Squire, he'll shoot. And he's got that nice twister shot from the outside that has beaten our goaltender a couple times under his hand. And now Sean Koskinen with an opportunity, and he scores! Sean Koskinen out of the penalty box. And Johnny on the spot picks up a loose ball and has a far side, short side of his own for Orangeville to go up again by 1, 2-1 Northmen. Here comes Koskinen. Bench just a little too late. He's got a nice little far side, short side, drops Tyden Redlick, and he puts it in the back of the net, and the Northmen regain their lead. Back and forth action, penalties, goals, all in 5 minutes and 15 seconds here, folks. Don't go anywhere. We have another classic on our hands. Back to the face-off dot with Campbell and Perret. It's been an absolute battle by those two on the dot all series long. And Ron comes streaking in on the face-off win by Campbell as he makes his way behind the Six Nations net. Loses it for a second, regains it, but referee Coulter says he stepped in the crease, so it'll be Six Nations ball. A packed house here tonight at the Tony Rose Memorial Sports Complex as Six Nations tries to square it up here. Cogan, quick shot, and that's off Downey's shoulder and out. Rivera, his first shift on offense after serving a 5-minute major at the start of the game. Back to Rivera. Very talented player is Rivera as he tries to shoot around the corner. He's looking for the bottom right, and it had eyes, but a quick left foot from Downey keeps the ball out of the net. Now Evan Miller's scrapping for everything he can get at mid-floor, and it looks like a loose ball push on Evan Miller, and that'll be a fresh shot clock for Hamill and company on the offense. Hamill with it now on the far side. He gets it down to John Hill. John Hill looking for something. He's going to shoot over the top. Silky smooth. John Hill with a good shot, but that misses the mark. And now Evan Miller with a potential opportunity, and he wisely pulls it back as Jimerson was there and plenty of time to cut him off. Miller decides to stay in play as Sanderson carries on the far side. Sanderson with Kruger. Fakes the pass to Kruger, takes a shot of his own, misses short side, and Matthews is there for the rebound. Quickly to Kruger, over to Jennings. Jennings shoots, and he scores far side around a Cortez screen, and the Northmen are up 3-1 early here in the first period. Well, I spoke to Garen Jennings early in the game as we watched the Akwesasne Duty Free replay, and I said, he's been all around it tonight. As you can see him in the bottom left of your screen. What a beautiful shot, top left-hand corner, and hopefully he'll get a haircut after the game. But what a shot by Jennings. And another illegal procedure on Perret. It'll be Northman ball once again as Perret is trying to get every advantage he can against Cooper Campbell, who's been outstanding all year on the dot. Looking to do anything he can to get the jump. And he's going to have to sort out his timing here shortly. Matthews carries now on the near side. He gets over the top. Back over to Thompson. Thompson's looking for something. Looking to exchange. He doesn't want to pass through a stick, so it's back to Matthews. Matthews will shoot. And that had eyes for the short side, bottom corner. But a good kick there by Redlick keeps it out. Matthews carries. Back over to Sanderson. Sanderson working the two-man game as we see so often with Kruger. Sanderson Great pick by Kruger, but that's going to be called moving, as Kruger was a little stiff on the pick there on the back of Decker. Six Nations carries over half. Cogan to the corner. Squire with it now. Down to Rivera. Rivera, face dodge, goes to the corner, turns, looks, passes, great pass! And I don't know if that was a save or off the crossbar, but either way, it stays out of it. And now we've got a referee down in the corner. I don't know what happened there. It couldn't have been the shot, as the shot went off the bar or off Cole Downey. I couldn't tell which one. I didn't hear the bar, so I'm going to assume it was another great save by Mr. Downey in the net. And I'm not sure if the referee was trying to get out of the way of the ball and just ran into the boards or what happened. Cameraman Jim has a strict policy on no replay for the referees, so we'll never know perhaps. And longtime trainer for our Junior B and now our Junior A program, Mary Lalonset, went out to check on the referee, and he seems no worse for wear, so hopefully play will continue as soon as possible so you don't have to listen to Skip anymore. Ball's going to start up top with Squire. He moves it down to Rivera. Rivera looking to exchange, but that's cut off by Miller. Rivera with it now. Against Ash Adams, and now he shoots around a screen, and that's right into the midsection of Downey. A good stick there by Sean Costigan, but it goes right to, I believe, Squire, and now there's a battle 3-on-2 Northmen, and look who comes out with it, Sean Costigan, as he runs the floor early and often in this game. A goal of his own out of the penalty box to make it 3-1 Northmen. Out to Sanderson. Sanderson swarms. He gets one off. And the torrent pace continues for number 19, Dylan Sanderson, giving Coach's Corner what they want behind the Six Nations net. And after being mauled from behind by a couple of players, small in stature but big in heart, Dylan Sanderson makes it happen once again as he has a diving shot at the top of the crease to beat Tyler Redlick, 5-hole, and the Northmen jump to a 3-goal lead, 4-1. Ladies and gentlemen, we haven't even reached the halfway mark of the first period, and it has been fireworks so far. Referees sorting something out with Coach Codd. They seem to be agreeing as Coach Codd is nodding his head multiple times. Coach Kruger nodding his head as well, as referee Hiltz, longtime referee in the league, has cleared whatever up. I guess they're just perhaps giving the referees giving the bench bosses of both teams a little bit of a heads up, like we're going to call all the stuff after the whistle or all the nonsense in between the whistles, after the whistles. Tall Chief had some success against Cooper Campbell in the dot here, so he's going to try his, and he wins it to himself once again. The Six Nations Arrows might want number 3 in there from now on, as he's had 2 successful runs at Cooper Campbell. John Hill over to Cogan. Cogan, any chance he gets some room, he's going to shoot, and so should he. Shot by Lickers right into the breadbasket of Downey as he smothers it up to make sure there's no rebound and puts it out to Shabbat and now to Berman. And it looks like the press of the Six Nations Arrows has backed right off. Matthews carries casually as he's waiting for reinforcements. Matthews down to the corner to Kruger. Kruger surveys. He finds Jennings again. Back to Kruger. Kruger shoots around the screen and just misses narrowly on the far side. That'll be back over. And Six Nations ball. Squire carries now. He's dangerous from the outside. Big body as he likes to bull his way in and shoot quickly around screens. Rivera now calmly passes it over to Martin, who then gets it to John Hill. John Hill in the corner, and Martin looking for it, but it comes up with rookie Evan Miller as he's off to the races once again. He's got Dash Adams with him. Will he pass? No, he'll pull it out wisely and remain in control as the Northmen have a 3-goal cushion here early. Means nothing in the long run, but right now, they may as well take their time. Kruger, far side, short side. It looks like it trickled in according to coach's corner. And the referees say no goal. And as you can see, all the blonde heads of our minor teams who all did that in solidarity this year for their playoffs are wondering why. Those arms up went to palms in the sky, but referees have the final call, and it'll be Six Nations ball. 4-1 remains for the Northmen. Lickers with it on the far side. Lickers up to John Hill and back over to Cogan. Cogan working with Jimerson. Jimerson. Good stick on the hands by Shabbat. Now on the far side again with John Hill. John Hill, high pick by Lickers. Over to Cogan now. Cogan working on the weak side with Jimerson. Cogan going to the net himself. Tries to go far side, but ran out of room there and didn't have the angle. And Cole Downey keeps another one out of the Northman net. Thompson on the near side now. He gets it behind the net to Kruger. A couple of behind the net dive goals have been scored in this series, and both teams are very aware of it. As Thompson shoots from the outside, he tries to go 5-hole, but Redlick has the answer. Perry gets it up to Hamill. Hamill, ever dangerous with the ball in his stick. Working with Squire there on the left side. Little swim move by Hamill as he surveys. Gets it over to Rivera. Now Rivera goes on the lane. He shoots far side, but that's high and wide, and that'll go into the Northman bench, so it'll be Orangeville ball. Now some soft press here by Rivera up on Costigan, but he'll back off and set up on D. Rivera playing more and more on both ends of the floor as the series has gone on. Matthews, he's got some room. He shoots, and that's off the pipe and out wide, but right to the arrow's stick. And now Evan Miller will provide some soft pressure as that's beaten quickly by a pass to Cortez and back up to Rivera, and now Rivera stays for his third possession. Rivera looking for something to happen, tries to get it to the corner, and he does. That's Hamill with it now. He passes across to Cogan. Cogan shoots, and that was read like a book by Cole Downey as he was there in lots of time to gobble that bottom right shot up. And now Cooper Campbell is being pressured by Cogan. Cogan on Campbell. Campbell runs into a triple team now. Campbell still trying to get it free, and he does, and now that's picked up, and that's great pressure by Six Nations to force the turnover of the defender. Harding passes off to John Hill, and now the Arrows offense will come back out the door for another opportunity. Squire with it, low on the near side. He's going to try his luck one-on-one with Captain Messier, but Messier overpowers him and pushes it out. Ball right back to Jimerson now. Jimerson from distance with 4 seconds on the shot. That'll be over and back, or a shot clock violation. Fielder's choice. Either way, it'll be Northman ball. Sanderson starts with it on the far side. He hands it to a shrieking Matthews, who's got an opportunity. Matthews! And he tries to go high-low on Redlick, but Redlick is able to shut the door. Quick hit opportunity for the Northmen. Right back into the hands of the Arrows here as they are looking for an answer since their first goal. Hamill cracks it across to Rivera. Rivera looking to work with Jimerson, or Cogan, excuse me. The big body of Cogan with a great pick and roll there with Rivera, but Downey has harnessed his inner best game here for this evening, folks, and he has been hot to trot to start here tonight. Rivera now an opportunity. Good stick there by Berman to mess that up, and another shot by Cogan wide of the net, and it's right back into the hands of the Northmen as Connor Lesky runs the floor and dumps it off to Shabbat. Shabbat will likely stay in play, as it looks like he will. Thompson to Shabbat. Strong on the left side, as per usual for the Northmen. Shabbat over to Sanderson. Kruger without his stick for a moment, so Sanderson will wait patiently for a pick. He does. Sanderson looking to make something happen there. Double team comes. He gets a good shot on net, and that's right into the stick of Kruger as he popcorns it out to Sean Costigan, who's going to have an offensive run here. And you know, yours truly always likes to see 14 on the offensive side of things. Costigan with it now. Hands it over to Kruger. And now down to Sanderson. Back to Costigan. A great move by Costigan. What a pass by Sanderson cross floor. And Costigan goes airborne on a dropping Redlick to feather it top corner. And what a call by the coaches as we watch the Akwesasne duty-free replay. Watch Costigan here. He comes up and just slips as a switch was missed by Porter and Martin there on the weak side. And Costigan saw an opportunity, ran with it, and good on the Orangeville coaches, as I was saying earlier, to get the natural defender out there. And he proves them right, and yours truly right, of course, as he can put the ball in the back of the net with the best of them. An unbelievable effort here early from Sean Costigan with 2 goals of his own to make it 5-1 Northmen. Preemptive whistle for the face-off there as goaltender Redlick was still getting his helmet sorted out. So they'll redo it. As I suspected, Tall Chief back in the dot to fight with Cooper Campbell, and he wins it to himself. He's 3-0 against Campbell. As I said before, Tall Chief, an integral part of the Arrows team here. Excellent defense, very good energy, and now a face-off specialist of sorts in the first period of Game 6. John Hill, he finds an open man in the middle. A backhand. That's neatly saved by Downey, and that's a reset offensive rebound. And an up behind the net try. And that's extracurricular by Campbell. And Squire didn't like that, and I don't blame him. Squire with some high-flying moves, but Downey had the answer. Kogan now carries. Cooper Campbell without his stick. That would be an advantage to the right side, but they're going to start from the left. As John Hill shoots, he scores as he finally solves Downey. And that goal by John Hill, the smooth shooting John Hill, makes it 5-2 with 5:13 left in the first period. Akwesasne duty-free replay, as you'll see, Kogan just pipes it over to John Hill. He's got a bit of a size mismatch with Evan Miller. Evan Miller looking for the pick, and Sean Gilmore unable to get out to John Hill's hands fast enough, so he gets freed up and is able to beat Downey with an outside shot. And Downey somehow has kept the goals from Six Nation Arrows just to 2. Coach Kruger wanting an explanation from referee Hiltz about something he saw, and now Hiltz is going to communicate that to the Six Nations bench boss. He's talking to Stu Montour, an ex-teammate of mine, as we were both practice players for the Toronto Rock once upon a time. Stu's a solid guy, and I'm sure he makes an excellent coach for this Six Nation Arrows team. Tall Chief looking to be perfect here, 4-0 against Campbell. Campbell trying to find an answer against Tall Chief. And he does. He gets the ball out, but Tall Chief wins the race, and now he's being swarmed by Northmen, and Tall Chief with his athleticism is still trying to pile through. Tall Chief pinned against the boards. He's got palms to the sky wondering why there's no call. And it's just a melee in front of the Orangeville bench. And although Tall Chief comes out with it and gives it to Rivera, there's only 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Rivera trying to go hard to the net, but he's stopped by Dash Adams. Now a diving opportunity by Rivera, and that was, and an unfortunate event there as Downey makes the save on the Rivera dive. A loose ball scramble in front, and the ball somehow rolls. Let's take a look at the replay. There's the dive. The ball comes out there, and it just, as Shabbat was trying to gather the ball, balls are free now in the crease, so opposing teams are allowed to scoop it out of the opposing team's crease now. And with all that back and forth slashing at the ball, somehow the ball bounced the wrong way for the Northmen and trickles in, and that's a blessing for Six Nations as that pulls them within 2. It is 5-3 Northmen. As you can see how important these draws are, as Tall Chief has come in and done an excellent job against Campbell, who seemed to be unstoppable against Perret here in the last couple of games. And although Campbell was able to trap it successfully, Tall Chief ended up with the ball. So, Tall Chief looking to go 5-0 here. Campbell's able to get it again, but it goes right to Lickers, and he picks it up with speed. As he's going to push to the net, he's got Becker with him. He's going to take it himself and run right into goaltender Downey, and that'll cause a melee. As he went directly into Downey, was not pushed, but right into the chest of Downey. Downey seems fine here as he's looking for an explanation from the ref, and not sure if cameraman Jim has a replay on it as he's looking at the melee instead. But here it is, the Augustosny duty-free replay, and I guess he was pushed late there by Ron a little bit, but he took a pretty direct line at goaltender Downey and put him right through the near post and into the corner. You got to believe Lickers is getting a penalty for that, but I guess he isn't, as the referees have to sort themselves out once again. Just looking at the out-of-town scoreboard now, and it looks like St. Catharines is up 2-1 against Burlington as they look to close out the best-of-7 series in 5 games tonight at home. 5-3 here with 4.5 minutes remaining in the first period. And there's been a lot of stoppages due to penalty calls or non-penalty calls, or who's getting penalties and how many and how much. So as I said before, the last few games have been outstanding, and it looks like we've got another classic on our hands here this evening, folks. It looks like Lickers will head to the sin bin for 2 or less, and the Orangeville power play is going to look to go back to work to restore a larger lead than 2, as Six Nations have scored 2 unanswers to bring themselves up 5-3. Northmen power play works it around. Wilson on the crease, Sanderson on the shooter on the far side. Jennings on the shooter and Matthews on the crease. Now they go. Matthews carries over. He's going to shoot. He does. And right off the inside of the post and in behind Redlick. That had eyes, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't get much closer than that. Now Becker with a break as he's trying to get around Kruger. He shoots a twister, but that misses wide and up into the meshing. So the power play will get their second opportunity with 1:36 remaining in the power play. Orangeville power play moves it around as they get set. Kruger backhand to Sanderson. He can't handle it as it's a bit off the court. Wilson picks it up. He shoots, and that's right in the stomach of Redlick. And now the big body of Harding comes up the floor, and he piles through his defender. He's got a chance now. Oh, and another trickler. Downey made the initial save, but another trickler goes into the net for the Six Nation Arrows, and they've brought it within 1, 5-4. Here's the Augustosny duty-free replay. A wide open Hamill, and the initial save by Downey, but it comes off his body and rolls off into the net. You can't help but think if this was turf, would that have gone in? But it's not turf, so we are here. And a 5-1 lead by the Northmen has been decimated to 5-4 late here in the first period by the Six Nations Arrows. And that's the first face-off Cooper Campbell has won against Tall Chief, and he'll look to keep that going moving forward. Northman offense has been dry here in the final 10 minutes of the first period. And they're going to look to relinquish the shorthanded goal scored against them just now. Sanderson, back to Matthews. Matthews shoots. A bouncer easily saved into the stomach of Redlick, and that'll go up to Cortez, and he'll gain half, and you got to believe that this will be the end of the Northern power play. 20 seconds remain on the power play, 15 on the shot clock. John Hill to the corner. That's Hamill. Campbell brings it up and gets it across to Kogan. Kogan might shoot here, and he does, tries to go far side, but Downey's all over it. Now a 50-50 loose ball. It's a reset, so now the penalty is over here in 2 seconds, and John Hill, with that offensive rebound, will allow his offense to go to work here with 20 seconds remaining on the shot clock, 5-on-5. So the Northmen power play -1 in that. And the Six Nations Chiefs tie it up with a great pick and roll by Jimerson and Kogan. And a similar play by Kruger was called as he was knocked over on a pick. But it was not called here as Jimerson sends Cooper to his feet, or his backside, sorry. And Jimerson with some nice moves inside with the big fake and lots of time was able to put it over a sprawling Downey. And now we are tied, folks. It's back and forth action here in the Tony Rose Memorial for Game 6, just like it's been for Games 4 and 5. And we have ourselves a game. Four unanswered goals by the Six Nation Arrows, as Cooper Campbell looks to have somewhat figured out Tall Chief, but only time will tell as he has won the last two. And an errant pass by goaltender Downey sends it into the Northern bench, and that's an easy possession gained by the Arrows as they look to keep their four-goal streak rolling. Rivera, he comes around the top. He passes over there to Lickers, back to Rivera. Rivera tries to go underneath, full toe drag. He's got some space now. Will he shoot? No, he'll pass over to outside shot by Rivera, goes off the goaltender and wide. Excuse me, that was Big Joe Squire there with the opportunity from Rivera, and he wasn't in last game, so I'll have to get used to seeing him out there, and there he is now. Joe Squire, over to Rivera. Rivera, one-on-one with the captain. He's out-muscled by Messier, and Messier still on him. He gets the loose ball, and Messier's gonna have to move his feet or dump it off to Matthews as he's almost run over by Squire, and Matthews with his quick feet, or excuse me, Costigan with his quick, he might have an opportunity, and he tiptoes along the crease and didn't like what he saw, so he pulled it out wisely. Doesn't want to waste an opportunity on an offensive possession now that it's tied. Sanderson now on Cortez. He tries to swim Cortez, a big size differential, and a diving Sanderson gets it high stick right to the face behind the play by Rivera, and no call by the referees there. Kogan carries on the near side. Kogan, another pick and roll with Jimerson. Jimerson, he finds his way into the net, but that goes right into the stick of Downey, and the Northmen are going to look to get at least a one-goal lead here for the end of the first. Matthews on the run, shoots, and that had eyes for the far side, but to no avail as Redlick was all over it. Wondering if the Six Nations Arrows will take a timeout to go 6-on-5 here, but they're going to go on the fly. Northman looking to press to turn the ball over, but Hamill does a good job running it out of trouble and dishes it off to Martin. All six defenders out now for Six Nations Arrows as they have 8 seconds to play with on the clock. 5. Kogan shoots. He tries to go short side this time as Downey jumped to the far side, but that missed the net. As Kogan, if he had to hit the mark just a little bit, that would have been in. But another barn burner first period here to set off Game 6. It's all tied up at 5. We'll see here in the for the second period in about 10 minutes.
Sugo Rice with a second goal of the game. Makes it 6-3. Power play marker coming at just 56 seconds here into the second period. This is going to be a very, very pivotal kill for the Thunder. Picked up there by Mason Sandin. And they come back onto the power play. This is a big power play for the Hunters. They could blow this game wide open. Sugo Rice with it, back to Owen Rice at the top. There's a backhand shot. Coming around and standing, back to Rice. Rice with it, passes down low on the crease. The crease man couldn't pick it up, so the Thunder pick it up. He'll back the other way. Fresh 30 seconds. That's Trace Hill with it. Trace Hill with it. Passes the ball, rolling it to Barrero. The captain picks it up on the far side. They just roll it out to Thundercloud, looking to kill off that 30 seconds as much as they can on that penalty. They've got 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Thundercloud with it, being hounded by a couple of Hunters. Thundercloud with it. Now he'll let a shot go on goal. Stopped there easily by Stacy. And the Hunters go back on the offensive thrust. 3:22 remaining in the penalty to Murphy. Sugo Rice up on high. Passes out to the top to Owen Rice. Owen Rice, backhand to Jacoby Sandin. Back to Rice. Rice lets a long shot go, and it's a save there by goaltender Delarmy, trying to go 5-hole. And the Thunder will bring it down to court. Landon Dupuis David leaves it there for Sunday. Sunday will pass it to the near side half wall to Hops Thompson. Hops Thompson passes the ball off to Thompson. Dagalunya Daga Thompson passes over to Fothrop. Fothrop over to Barrero. Barrero charging down, passes in close to Sunday. He missed a pass as he cut across the lane. And here's a breakaway. Here's the breakaway. They shoot, right into the belly pad. That was Marcus Diable. Right into the chest area of goaltender Delarmy. Made the save. They threw the ball away again. Elijah. In behind the net, it goes to Owen Rice. Owen Rice fakes a backhand, tries to come back across to a lane. No one was there. That was a set play. There's a long shot, stopped by Delarmy, and the Thunder will have the ball. Picked up there by Hops Thompson. He'll headman the ball up the floor to Tyson Sunday. Sunday jukes and jives and gets away from a check there. He'll leave it there. Here's Sunday here, comes in. Oh, and he jumped across. That was Thundercloud with it. That was juking and jiving on the far side. He does it again. Thompson with it. Thompson with it. Waiting to shoot. Hit a player with it. 1:21 remaining in the penalty and counting to Murphy. 6-3 the score for the Hunters. Trying to take advantage of this 5-minute major. They scored 1 goal already on the power play. Sandin with it on the far side. Back to Sugo Rice. Rice with it. There's a shot by Owen Rice. Stopped there by goaltender Delarmy. And the Thunder will regroup. They'll bring it over the line within the 30 seconds, or rather 8 seconds. Tyson Sunday near side. Walks along the half wall. Coming down the middle is Barrero with a shot off the glass. High, wide. And the Hunters will have one more chance on the power play with 30 seconds to go into the major of Murphy. Keep that penalty in mind, ladies and gentlemen. It might come back to haunt the Hunters as they had 5-minute full power play to score as many goals as they could. They've only got 1 so far. Rice with it over the Owen, or rather behind that to Elijah. Tries to jump into the net. Jump behind the net was Owen Rice, but he was thwarted by the defense of Trace Hill, and the Thunder will escape with only 1 goal scored on that major penalty. However, they did give up 1 goal on the 4-on-4 prior to the end of the first period. Fothrop with it. Passes down low. There's a shot. Scores! Thundercloud Makes it 6-4. At the 5:40 mark here of period number 2, Thundercloud and assist going to Frothrop. Let a shot go that eluded goaltender Lahash low onto the stick side. Off the face-off. Brown won the face-off, but he couldn't control the ball as it went to the Hunters. Albany picked up that loose ball, and he'll stay down the offense. Now Bucktooth with it, passes to Albany. Albany had it picked off. Albany comes back out top. There's a shot, saved there by Delarmy, as Brett Bucktooth was sitting on the crease waiting for the rebound. Thunder will have it now, trying to close the gap. 6-4 now, they've scored a goal. River Porter with it. Porter sends it back out to Sunday. Sunday scoots along the half wall, being watched there by White. There's a pass behind the net, picked up there by the Hunters, and they'll come back the other way on the offensive thrust. Into the zone it goes, down low. Bucktooth Jr. with it. Passes back out to Owen Rice. Owen Rice will go to the far side. Shoots his check. Tries to scoop it down to the center, but Bucktooth was covered. Now it's picked up by Suggo Rice. There was a pick and roll there, but Bucktooth was picked up. Now there's Rice falling down. Scores a goal. Suggo Rice's third goal of the game, his second of the period, restores that 3-goal lead, making it 7-4. Face-off, Brown wins it, picked up there by Hops Thompson. Hops Thompson comes down on the off, lets a long shot go. Oh, and goaltender Lahash made the save.
Welcome back, folks, as we are set to begin the second period of the Ontario Junior A quarterfinals against your Orangeville Northmen and the Six Nation Arrows. Northmen up 3-2, and a bit of a wild first period here in Game 6, as it was all Northmen in the first half of the first period, and the second half belonged all to the Six Nation Arrows, as Tall Chief wins another draw against Campbell here early, and Tall Chief looking to press, but he pulls it out and gives it over to Squire. Squire with a quick shot, and that's saved by Downey as he gathers the ball into his crease. Quick little update across the league as St. Catharines and Burlington are tied 2 apiece after the end of 1. Now back to the action with Kruger on the near side. Kruger comes across the top, dishes it over to Matthews. Matthews to Thompson, back to Kruger. Kruger has a spot here. Now he shoots with a jumper, and that's saved with the left shoulder of Redlick. Porter dishing off to Jimerson, who puts it down to Kogan. Kogan now carrying, waiting for Jimerson's pick. They worked well together. Kogan tries to jam it low there on a bad angle. And it looked like Kogan went through the crease, so it'll be Northman ball. As Shabbat picks it up, Kogan will stay in pressure. Shabbat cracks it across here to Lesky, and Lesky gets it down the floor to Berman. And it looks like the defensive players will stay in play just for a quick second, as we see Wilson and Shirtliff on the right side here. And it looks like the Northmen will be setting up behind the net as there is a delayed penalty against Six Nations. Matthews shoots one there, and loose ball into the stick of Six Nations, and that'll be it for the 6-on-5 for Orangeville. Unfortunately, Skip missed the infraction. Cameraman Jim is punishing me with no replay here, which is fine. I deserve it. Looks like Aiden Matthews will start with it up at the dot as Kruger moves to the crease and Sanderson to the shooter. Jennings on the crease on the far side as Thompson takes up the shooter position on the far side as well. And now the Northern power play looks to find some rhythm. They move it around quickly. Sanderson plays catch with Kruger. Kruger carries up and exchanges. Now 2 men across the top. Kruger, back to Jennings, back to Kruger. Jennings, backhand, back to Jennings, back to Kruger. Jennings will shoot, and he scores short side this time. And boy, oh boy, was my feeling right for number 4 this evening, as Garen Jennings has found the net twice tonight, and with this one gives Northmen a 6-5 lead. Jennings, nice little backhand there. We don't see him at the top often in the Akwesasne duty-free replay, and a beautiful over-the-head shot that just fools Redlick short side. And it looks like this kid can do it from anywhere, as he put it far side high and now near side high on Redlick. And next time he shoots, you got to think Tyden Redlick is going to be thinking twice. Good loose ball by Ron. Northmen come out with a hard-fought battle off the face-off dot. Ron with it now, trying to beat the pressure. He does with a little pass over the top of Martin, and it goes over to Sean Costigan. Costigan gets it over to Matthews. Costigan will stay in play. Matthews looking to go underneath. He's got some room. He turns back. Matthews over the top. Kruger on his wrong side now. 5 seconds remaining on the shot clock. That can't be handled by Sanderson. It's right into the stick of Cortez, and he'll run the floor with his shoulder on his stick, or his stick on his shoulder. Excuse me. Hamill with it now. He carries on the near side as he's working with John Hill, the big body, number 66, trying to set some hard picks. Hamill, always good feet, gets it over to Rivera. Rivera tries to thread it into Jimerson, but a good stick by the Northern D disrupt that. And now the Northmen head to the offensive end of the floor. Matthews walks right down the pipe. He shoots, and that's blocked by Six Nations, and right back to Thompson near the Northern bench. Out to Sanderson on the near side now as he works with Kruger as per usual. Sanderson gets to the inside, gets it over to Thompson, a wide open shot, but a good stick there by Perret stops that from going to the net. Becker carries to the Six Nations bench, and they crack it around to Martin. Martin, nice little backhand there to Big Squire as he tries to push it far side, but a good shoulder by Downey to keep it out of the net. And now Costigan will run the floor. Northmen have guys coming out of the bench. He fakes it, gives it to the trailer. Jennings again tries to go far side, short side, and a great save there by Redlick. And now a 2-on-1, or a 3-1, excuse me, for the Nation. Squeaker goes through Downey, but not past the goal line, and Porter scoops it up, and he's happy with just pulling it out and passing it off to Jimerson. Back and forth action here early in the second period. Lickers now with it on the near side. He comes around the pick. He passes to the right side, and they get it back over to John Hill. John Hill over to Jimerson, and a great save there by Downey once again. Lickers with the offensive rebound. Great possession here by the Arrows. John Hill now. John Hill, his big frame against Noble, and he gets that over to Cogan. Cogan now working on the strong side. He comes, bad angle shot there, and a good stick there by Campbell disrupts that shot. John Hill now, silky smooth. He's rolling, he's trying to go around the screen, he does, but that goes wide, and that'll be an over and back as the shot clock expires. Evan Miller, as he carries around the pile, and we'll get it off to Matthews as he'll exchange for an offensive player. Matthews down to Thompson. Thompson surveying, he gets it out to Kruger. Kruger on his wrong side. He's gonna try to go in, a little cross body shot there, and that doesn't go anywhere but over the board, so it'll be back into the hands of the Arrows. Hamill carries on the near side. He's going one-on-one with Braden Gilmore. Gilmore doing a good job, but Hamill, what a play. Powers his way to the middle of the net, into the guts of the floor, gets right on top of the crease, dives, and a beautiful cross-body twister to beat a sprawling Downey. You can see there's a bit of a size discrepancy here as Gilmore did get a good slash from Hamill's stick, but was unable to dislodge the ball, and Hamill just power moved to the net with all sorts of room. The slide came late, and he was able to put finishing touches on the goal there to tie it 6-6. It's been all Tall Chief in the face-off dot so far since he's been put in place of Perry. Six Nations getting those ever important possessions off the face-off. Hamill down to Rivera. Rivera over to Hamill. Hamill looking to go again. Out to Rivera with a big shot, but that goes wide off the boards and right into the stick of Berman. He's being molested there by Hamill, but Berman does a good job moving his feet and keeping his stick as protected as possible and gets it off to Shabbat as he'll dish it off to Wilson on the near side. Wilson over the top. He's got Kruger. Will he shoot? He will. And that goes into the floor and up into the screening. Looks like the referees don't know if that maybe hit a Six Nations player and went out of bounds. And the referees decide that it did not, and it went directly out off the Northmen. Arrows working from the far side with Cogan. Cohen, he's going to shoot from far out, and Downey's had his number all night. Now Big Messier with a loose ball in the corner here against Cogan, and Miller is able to back him up and pick up the loose ball that remains. Miller pops it out here to Costigan. Costigan dishes it off to Sanderson, and he'll stay in play. Sanderson, always looking to get underneath. He comes over the top and cracks it over to Matthews. Matthews, looking for something inside, nothing going there, so he comes back out on top. Matthews, he wants one. He's going to take it, and that's into the guts of Redlick. Ball on the near side now with Porter. He dishes off to Lickers. Lickers, great feet, as he's very shifty on the offense. Squire shoots early in the shot clock, and that's squeezed easily by Downey. Shabbat now with it. He's got a man, but too many Six Nations sticks, and Jennings again for the hat trick. A beautiful pass in. Everyone was concerned about Aiden Matthews streaking across, and Shabbat, the natural defender, shows some offensive mental fortitude there as we watch the Akwesasne replay. You can see Shabbat is looking, and everyone's concerned about Aiden Matthews as two guys go, and just that little bit of room that Cortez gave Jennings. And good on Shabbat for finding Jennings there, and good on Jennings for a breakout game here when the Northmen most need it to restore the lead once again here in the second period, 7-6 Northmen. A face-off win by Northmen. And now it looks like Sean Costigan will have another chance. He shoots, and that denies his hat trick of the night. Carlo with some soft pressure by Ron. He gets it safely over to John Hill, and John Hill will get it into the corner to Jimerson. Jimerson with some space early. He elects to hold and dish it back off to John Hill on the near side. John Hill finds Rivera. Rivera with it now. Good stick by the captain Messier to disrupt his hands. And now the Northern defense has things rolling on their end as Six Nations has been successful in the last couple of possessions, and the Northmen have run the ball out very well here. Approaching the halfway mark of the second period. Sanderson with it on the near side. He cracks it over to Matthews. Right back to Sanderson. Right back to Matthews. Matthews making it look something happen against Porter. Now Sanderson, 5 remains on the shot clock. Back out to Kruger. Kruger's going to have to shoot. He will. No, a one-timer to Thompson, and Thompson tries to go underneath instead of a one-timer. And I think if number 81 looks at the game tape there, he would probably wish he had tried a one-timer shot there, as maybe he was not aware of the low shot clock. Everyone in the rink thought that Kruger was going to shoot that, and I'm sure they'll talk on the bench to get it next time. Hamill with it on the near side. He's looking to shoot around the screen. Trying to back his way in to get his hands free. Right to Rivera, but he can't handle the bad pass on his wrong side. Good job there by Berman, and oh my goodness, Braden Gilmore gets buried into the boards there, but just a possession call in the making. And newsflash, ladies and gentlemen, my brother Owen has showed up with beer in hand. He's ready to go to support the boys halfway through the game. Matthews looking to go one-on-one here. Oh, a fake shot, a toe drag. He tries to go around the corner, he does! And what a goal there by Aiden Matthews! As he fakes a beautiful fake shot, toe drag, looked like he had no angle. Crossed his hands to the other side, shot a twister short side. What a beautiful goal here, as we'll watch again in the Aquasasi Interior Field replay. Fake shot, toe drag right here, muscles his way in, and just a cross-body shot, brings both of his hands to the right side of his body. Very difficult to do, high skill from Aiden Matthews. And what a gorgeous goal to restore a 2-goal lead for the Northmen here, approaching the halfway mark of the second period. Good to see you guys. Ron picks up the loose ball, and that's a face-off win from the Northmen. Ron's got to be careful around the crease. And referee Coulter says he didn't dance good enough as he entered the white outline of the crease. It'll be Nation's ball. Cogan starts with it on the far side as he pops it out to Rivera. Back to Cogan low. Rivera and Cogan looking for something to happen here. Messier doing a good job on Cogan this evening. Rivera fakes the shot. He's going to shoot now, and that's wide. And now Evan Miller might be off to the races with a favorable bounce as he's got only one man to beat. Miller's going to shoot. And he'll miss the net. Or excuse me, not miss the net. He'll put it off the goaltender and into the meshing, so that'll be a reset for the Orangeville Northmen. Matthews again. He shoots, but the referee, and Sanderson just gets absolutely flattened on the loose ball by Martin. What a hit by Martin. And we all hope that Sanderson is okay after that monstrous hit. Let's see if that hit breathes some life into the Six Nations Arrows. Squire with it on the far side. He gets it to Martin. Martin shoots. And that's stopped on the near side by Downey. It's up right back into Six Nations sticks, so they'll get a replay. Or excuse me, a reset. Squire with a power move to the net. He likes to shoot around screens. He gets it over to Hamill. Hamill one-on-one now with Lesky. Out to John Hill. Cracked over back to, and a great stick there by Noble. And now the Northmen are off to the races. 2 men to the boards. They're going to have a couple options here. And an unbelievably bad call by D'Souza. An unbelievably bad call by D'Souza here, as both Northmen players were totally inside the box on that change. As he calls too many men. Let's watch it on the Aquasasi replay to see if yours truly is correct. You got 2 guys going to the bench, and let's watch. Oh, it was a little bit early, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. It was about 2 steps too early, and referee D'Souza obviously helping me put my feet in my own mouth here. It's not the first time, and it won't be the last. So because of the too many men call here on the bench, Northmen a little overzealous, letting kids get out. And when that's happening in real time, that's a difficult thing to happen. It's right there, and unfortunately, D'Souza was quick on the whistle for that one, as it would have been a scoring opportunity for the Northmen. So, the Six Nations power play will try to find their footing here and bring themselves back within 1 here in the second period. Hamill with it. Nice skip pass there to Cogan, but he can't handle the perfect pass. Behind the net now is Squire. Hamill. Back out to Jimerson. Great one-timer shot there, but what a save by Cole Downey. My goodness, that's 2 on the night. 1 in the first and 1 in the second. And an unbelievable skip pass, fake shot skip pass, and Downey has the answer for everything, it seems, right now. Northmen looking to kill 30 seconds of the remaining 1:15 in the penalty. Kruger clutches. Jennings, why wouldn't he shoot? He's got a hat trick, folks. He shoots again. And a sprawling Tyden Redlick is able to keep that out of the net. Cogan carries to the point. Hamill now. And Big Joe Squire on the crease on the near side. Rivera always trying to find a seam on the far side from Hamill. Hamill, he's got an opportunity here, and a wonderful read there by goaltender Downey as he was all over it before the ball left the stick of Hamill. And we're glad to see number 19 back on the floor. Dylan Sanderson, no worse for wear after taking a monstrous blow by Martin just a few moments ago. Nice try on the pass there by Sanderson, and a great catch by Thompson, but just ran out of real estate and ended up in the crease. So now the Six Nations Arrows will have 14 seconds remaining on their power play, and they might hold to wait for the penalized player of the North. And no, they're going to go right away, and this might bite them, folks. No, yes, it might, as Miller carries, and now we've got a man coming out of the boards, out of the box, excuse me. And Miller is able to get it off to Matthews. So back to 5-on-5 action, just under 6.5 minutes remaining. Kruger carries on the near side. Kruger carries over the top, or tries to. Gets a good pick there from Wilson, and a good tie up there by Porter disallows Kruger to make the pass. Kruger, great pass there, and a one-timer by Shabbat hits the goalie, and they're going to get a rebound, and a loose ball push will be called by Coulter. It'll be Northmen ball once again. Wilson with it. Back to Matthews. Matthews back over to Sanderson. Sanderson with some room here to work. He gets underneath Hamill as he's got a mismatch with the offensive player out there. Hamill, size disadvantage to Sanderson, as per usual. Sanderson carries out. He stops. He's going to shoot around a screen. Oh, and that was looked like it was pasted for the right side, but the big body of Tyden Redlick drops and it hits his shoulder. Hamill, he's got to get off as he's got to be tired working both ends of the floor. John Hill with it now. He's got a lane. Big John Hill with it, swims. He's triple teamed and the ball goes loose. Right back into the hands of Evan Miller. He's been all over the loose balls in the defensive end tonight and running the floor very well. It looks like his goal last night has sparked a fire under him as he's playing with much more confidence, it seems. Matthews casually walks it across to the strong side. Dishes to the goal scorer, Jennings. Jennings back to Matthews. He's put down by Martin. Matthews with a nice outside shot, and looks like it might be a quick opportunity here as Martin carries and dishes back here to Tallchief. And Tallchief with a nice outside shot, and Berman's able to scoop that up, and you got to wonder, maybe a ill-advised shot from Tallchief, the wrong side of the floor, when Six Nations is looking for probably a better possession than that. Here comes Shabbat. He wisely pulls it out and looks to dish it off as he slips on a slippery floor, gets it to Wilson. Backhand there, opportunity, and a good effort there by Wilson. You got to think they're going to call this to wipe the floor as it's been very slippery out there, and here comes the Akwesasne duty replay. Looks like offensive-minded Jimerson's there on Kruger, and it looks like, oh yeah, that's an easy holding penalty there to call right in front of both referees low. And it looks like the guilty party is Kenny Porter as he'll sit for 2 or less. Going back with the strong side as Matthews takes the ball at top, and they'll send Kruger to the crease and Sanderson to the shooter. Thompson will take up the crease, and the hot stick of Jennings will sit in the shooter position on the far side. Jennings, Matthews. Matthews shoots, and what a beautiful shot there, and Tyden Redlick just got the top of his shoulder as Matthews had the right idea going high there as Redlick is tending to drop here late in the second. Sanderson gets it across to Jennings. Jennings over to Kruger. Kruger back to Jennings, back to Kruger as they play catch across the top. Nice little backhand to Thompson. Good catch by him. Jennings, Kruger, Jennings. Back to Jennings. He's going to shoot. Oh, and he just hits the junction and pops the net way back. And what a shot by Jennings. And since someone ran through the crease, the Six Nation Arrows will have possession as Perret brings it over half and dishes off to Lickers. 1 minute remaining in the Northmen power play. They've had good opportunities, but can't seem to find the twine. Lickers carries as he's trying to get some picks from Big Joe Squire. Here comes Jimerson, always shifty. Runs into Evan Miller. He gets to the net. One-handed shot, but that bounces right into the midsection of Downey, and it'll be Northman ball, as the Northmen will have, hopefully, 2 cracks at this power play with only 40 seconds remaining. Matthews back to the top. Over to Jennings, and he'll play catch with Dylan Sanders. Nice backhand to Matthews as he tries to go high to low on Redlick. And Redlick is able to gobble that up, no problem. Redlick didn't like the ball he saw on his stick. Maybe a little slippery spot on it, so he'll get a change. You don't see this too often. It's almost like a back catcher asking for a new baseball. Now the ever-dangerous Cogan passes down to Squire and gets it right back as he lines up Noble for a one-on-one opportunity. Cogan beats his man, but not the Orangeville wall of 3. Over to John Hill quickly. John Hill. He comes over, passes back across the body. Hamill, now the streaking, Rivera, and a great shot there, but what a save by Downey as the penalty draws to an end, and we're back to 5-on-5 action for the remaining 2 minutes and 5 seconds. Cogan, always looking to shoot, gets it to Hamill. Hamill beats his man across the top and almost scores short side, but that's off the boards and out, right to John Hill. Half a shot clock remains for the Arrows. John Hill comes across top, good steal, he'll shoot. And that silky smooth release comes off the boards and right to the Northmen, but now it's a 50-50 battle with Squire. And Jackson Shabbat is able to pick that up and move it up to Connor Lesky. Lesky narrowly avoiding Mover and back, gets it to Berman. Berman down to Shabbat. And that pressure that we've seen from Six Nations a little bit here, especially last game in Game 5, seemed to come back out for a little moment. Now Thompson carries. He's got the ball in his stick. He's looking to do something. A little toe drag there, 5 seconds remain. Aiden Matthews will shoot from distance, and that's off the goaltender and out of bounds, and what a shot. Probably not looking to score, a little bit of a lag putt, if you will, off the pads and out for a clear reset of the 30-second shot clock, and the ball finds Matthews' stick once again from Sanderson. Matthews looking to pound his way in. He turns around and shoots a low one, and that's off the boards and unfortunately into the bench of the Northmen. And it looked like it went off the stick of a Six Nations player, so it'll be Northman ball once again. 1 minute remains in the second period, 8-6 Northman. The ball will start with Matthews on the far side. Matthews, he's got some room underneath. He takes Harding, but he'll wisely turn it out and give it out to Thompson. Thompson's going to shoot with some stick in his hand, so that misses wide, but it's right into Kruger's stick, and the Northman will get to go again here. 15 seconds in the shot clock. Matthews dancing around Garlow. He gets to the middle of the floor, and a great save there by Redlick. And it looks like the Northern ran through the crease again, so the Six Nation Arrows will carry with Cortez up the floor, and he'll dish it off to Cogan as Six Nations is looking for a late goal in the second of their own. Cogan to the net hard. Another bad angle by Cogan, and I don't know, I'm not sure, maybe Cogan is trying to do perhaps a little too much as he's had a lot of those bad angle shots here in the second period. I know he wants to get on the score sheet, but I'm sure the Six Nations Arrows are looking for better opportunities than that. Well, a timeout called here by the North, and with 3 seconds left in regulation, so there'll be no shot clock running. Out of town scoreboard as the Burlington Blaze and St. Catharines Athletics are all tied up at 4. Once again, we're glad that you could join us here on the broadcast, and it looks like all of our friends from Orangeville who we told to stop watching from home and come to the game have showed up, as the Bunny Barn is packed here on a Sunday night. Good to see all the support here for the boys, and Six Nations has traveled well here tonight as well with a lot of orange shirts and support from their fans as well. Coach's corner about 3 people deep in some spots, even people standing up on tables in behind so they can get their eyes on the action. And one last play here drawn up by Coach Codd, and Coach Codd drew up a beautiful play last night in Six Nations that saw Avery Shirtliff with an opportunity from behind the net, and just a beautiful goal by him as he faked one side and dove towards the other from behind the net to put the Northmen up by 2 heading into the third period. Northmen with 20 seconds on the game clock will just trot it up with Sanderson, and they'll probably go with about 8 or 6 seconds left. Will they go back to Shirtliff behind the net as he's looking to creep behind the net, and he does. 6 seconds remain. 5 now. Shirtliff carries out. He found Matthews for a wide open shot, but Matthews, maybe a little too excited to rip it, was unable to handle the pass. And another great period of action here in Orangeville, back and forth, and the Northmen better the Six Nation Arrows this time, coming out 8-6. We'll see you back here in 10 minutes for the final frame.
And losing the ball at the 3 check, but picked up there by the Hunters. They pass it down low. 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock. 32 seconds in the power play for the Thunder. There's a shot from behind the net. Oh, it almost went in the net as they just threw it out in front on top of Delarmy, but the defense was there to take the ball away from Delarmy as it tried to go into the net. Sunday with it. Pass it to Barrero. Barrero back to Sunday. Barrero back to Sunday. Sunday moving in, lets a shot go off the post. And the ball goes all the way down into the zone and picked up there by Delarmy. 2 seconds remaining in the power play will be non-existent as Rice is out of the penalty box. Gabriel out there defensively as well. Picks it off. Gabriel picked off the pass. It's the second one tonight for him. He'll bring it into the zone, and he uses the Woody on defense. Good play by Gabriel to intercept that pass. Bucktooth Jr. with it, trying to skate around a couple of checks, throws it back out to Sandin. Sandin on the far side to Rice. Rice comes down, lets the sidearm shot go, scores! Thunder, their biggest deficit of the year, 5 goals. Don't forget, Ganawag is the defending Founders Cup champions of 2025. And they're showing their medal here tonight. Taking a 5-goal lead. The Thunder had 2 glorious opportunities, a power play to get back into the game, and they didn't score anything. There's a pass in front, there's a shot, oh, and a good save there by Delarmy. As the Hunters have got the defense all stretched out for the Thunder, they're getting in a lot of close-in shots, whereas the Thunder aren't getting too many. There's a pass picked off there by the Thunder as the ball goes all the way down into the corner. Casey Lahash comes out, and that's interference. So the ball will go back to the Thunder. As they say, anything can happen in the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen, and the Ganawag Hunters are proof of that. Taking the #2 team, Halton Hills, to the max with 5 games and winning 2 in a row under home. Passes a backhand pass back to Nugent. Nugent on the far side to Rice, lets a shot go. There was a quick stick off the stick of Bucktooth, but he went wide. Rice with it with a shot that goes way wide, and the ball will go back to the Thunder. 1:06 remaining here in period number 2, 10-5 to score. The Thunder with their backs against the wall for sure. The Hunters, all Hunters since the face-off, have started this game. There's a pass coming to Sunday, and he did a low check. Wow, that could have been a penalty. Owen Rice will have it. Being watched there by Dupree David on offense. Sugar Rice loses control of the ball. Hops Thompson comes in to try to pick it up, but it's picked up by the Hunters. Jahaz Morris lost control of it. 30-second violation. And the Thunder will take control of the ball, but they'll call a timeout with 24.5 seconds remaining. So, the writing's on the wall for the Thunder, what they have to do in period number 3. They've got a big hill to climb. The Hunters are all in. Big game for them. It's almost like a must-win game for the Hunters to take this to game number 2, tied up, or game number 3 rather, at the Enola Go Arena, tied up 1-1. That game will happen on Tuesday night at 8 o'clock at the Enola Go Arena. Coach Luelas Mitchell, Kai Tarbell will have to get their charges ready for period number 3. Can they come back? Yes, they can come back. But the Hunters will have something to say about that. Nice crowd on here at the sports complex. River Porter will have the ball on the far side. They're going to wait till 10 seconds to do their play because the goaltender, Delarmy, is out. Now they start moving. 7 seconds remaining. Delarmy passes to the far side. There's a long shot. Oh, off the goaltender. There was 2 seconds on the shot clock, on the time clock rather. Wow, the Thunder really have their backs against the wall here in this second game, pivotal one for the Kahnawake Hunters, and they're showing why they want to win this game. Really have the Thunder back against the wall. Kahnawake took a 6-3 lead early in that period, 56 seconds in, on a goal by Sugar Rice. Then at 5:40, Akwesasne made it 6-4, 2-goal deficit with a goal by Thundercloud with an assist going to Fawthrop. Then at 6:30.
Welcome back, folks, to the final period of the evening as the Orangeville Northmen find themselves up by 2 against the Six Nation Arrows, 8-6. A couple of statistics for you. After 1, it was 23-20 for shots in favor of the Six Nation Arrows, but after 2, the Northmen have edged them 41-36. I would like to give a big shout out to our U13 girls field team who played in the A division today and had a wonderful come from behind victory over Elora 9-7 to win bronze. So congratulations, girls, and we're glad you're watching. Face-off begins against Tall Chief and Campbell, and this time it'll be Six Nations. And instead of a from behind penalty, it'll be a free ball push on Rivera, even though the ball never left his stick, and we're gonna have a wipe here right away. 7 seconds into the third period. Would like to give a shout out to Orangeville Minto Cup champion and former player here and standout face-off guy and all-around beauty, Ian McKay, as he's watching, most likely from Buffalo, as he is a bona fide superstar in the NLL these days with 3 back-to-back-to-back championships, as well as an MVP of the finals in his 3rd championship. So thank you very much, Ian McKay, for the kind words for cameraman Jim and I, and we're glad you're watching from afar. In other news, Matthew Schaefer, as you can see when cameraman Jim points the camera to Coach's Corner, he's standing up on tables in the far corner with the light blue shirt on, right there hugging his buddy. It looks like he is a good friend of Captain Messier, as Messier played in the OHL and still does, I believe, and Schaefer looking to have a wonderful time here in lacrosse, as he is a obvious standout in the NHL. Wonderful defenseman for the Josh Sanderson favorite New York Islanders. And if Shooter is in the building, I'm wondering if he might go over there and either ask for Schaefer's autograph or perhaps ask Schaefer if he wants his autograph. Who knows? Looks like we're set to get back to action here, and it'll start in the stick of Kogan, as per usual, for the Arrows, as he'll crack it across here to Hamill. Hamill trying to go quickly. He's turned back by Run, and a moving pick there, but no call by the referee, by Lickers, and right into the hands on the near side of Sean Costigan. He's got 2. And he'll get off the floor here. Or no, he'll stay in play. Thompson carries to avoid pressure. He gets it over to Sanderson. Sanderson's on the far side now. He gets it over to Jennings. Sanderson on Tallcheap. Tallcheap doing a good job on him. Sanderson trying to get underneath, but a great stick check there that dislodges the ball. And Sanderson consistently paying the price to try to make something happen offensively. Squire carries. He looks to go one-on-one on Shabbat. He gets a good pick there, but Berman quick on the switch. And now it's on the far side with John Hill. Rivera now. Rivera looking to shoot. He drags. Lots of attention given to 20 by the Northmen. Squire, an outside shot to his favorite spot, bottom right. And it looks like maybe Cole Downey did some homework, as he's had that well covered all night when Squire shoots there. Jimerson on the offensive rebound. He shoots another one to the far side. And Downey's there again in plenty of time. Shout out to Grandma and Grandpa Downey watching, as always, from Shelburne. Their grandson doing a great job here this evening, as per usual. Jimerson now, and he finds the back of the net on Downey finally. And with all those opportunities in front here and offensive rebounds, it was bound to happen. Aquasasti duty-free replay. This is about the 3rd prime opportunity the Arrows have had on Downey, and just a naked Jimerson in the middle. And you give 72 that kind of time and space, and he's going to make no mistake putting it in the back of the net. We're back to a 1-goal game, less than 2 minutes into the third here. 8-7 Northmen. Campbell takes a big hit as he's put down to the floor and struggles to get off. An opportunity there for Tallcheap. He misses the net, and that'll be over and back. Or not over and back, he says. Northmen wanted an over back, but to no avail, as Hilt said it must have touched a Northman or possibly hit a post, or maybe Downey got a chunk of it. Kogan with it. He's on Captain Messier. Rivera wide open, but he can't handle the pass. And now Ron will leg it up the floor. He's going to give it over to Dash Adams. Will he shoot? He will, and Dash Adams misses short side, and that'll be over and back. As Dash Adams had a quick opportunity there to try to find Twine, but narrowly missed the net on the short side. Jimerson picks it up. The most recent goal scorer of the game. Over to John Hill, who gets a good pick there by Big Joe Squire, who gets it now. He's got an opportunity. He tries to go dip and dunk, but Downey had that read like a book, and now it's back into the hands of Dash Adams. He'll pass it off to Costigan, and Costigan will hit the brakes here and wait for some offensive reinforcements. Into the hands of Kruger on the far side, and now down to Sanderson. Kruger and Sanderson working together on the far side. Sanderson carries as he gets it over to Matthews. Matthews with some space. He's going to shoot. Oh, and he had the far side painted. However, the leg of Redlick was able to get there in time to keep it out. Now Becker with probably an opportunity, but a great back check there by Matthews to pop the stick out of his hands with a good stick check and right back into the hands of the Northmen. And a great pickup there by Jennings to avoid turning it over. Thompson now working with Jennings. He pops it out. Jennings over to Sanderson. Jennings with the hot stick tonight for the Northmen. Sanderson back to Jennings. Jennings, he's going to shoot again, and why not? And that's saved there by goaltender Redlick. And it looks like Wilson had touched the crease, and referee Hiltz was all over that one. Cortez dishes it off to Rivera. Rivera pops it out to Kogan. Kogan now, far side, another bad angle shot there, but a better opportunity for him, if I must admit. But Downey with a quick left leg keeps that out of the net. Lickers now, Hamill. Hammer to Lickers on his far side. He tries to go far side from his wrong side on Downey, but misses the net, and it'll be Northern ball. And it looks like referee Hiltz has called for yet another wipe. It's been talked about for many years of Orangeville getting turf to avoid this type of delay in the game, though I'm sure after playing their 6th game tonight in 8 days, both teams are probably pretty happy about the break that they get. As we look around the league here, we can see that the St. Catharines Athletics are up by 2, 6-4 on the Burlington Blaze. St. Catharines, of course, looking to close that series out tonight 4-1. Burlington has a different idea as they try to claw back and go back home down 3-2. It looks like the minor Northmen have gone out and done a good job wiping up the slick spot, and we're going to head right back into the action. 15 goals in total tonight, 8-7 for the Northmen. Back and forth action all night. And a little over 15 minutes remain here in the final frame. Jennings carries across the top. He gets it back down to Aiden Matthews. Matthews finds Kruger through a stick. Kruger now looking to get on the board. Matthews, he's got an opportunity. Oh, and a beautiful move, but he steps in the crease just before he's able to get the ball out of his stick, says referee Hiltz, and it'll be Six Nations ball as Kogan carries over mid-floor. He drops it on the floor for Rivera. Hamill to Rivera as they play catch across the top. Rivera goes now. Strong side right. Back behind the net to Kogan. And it looks like he was in the crease. A nice effort there by number 9 for the Nations, but to no avail as he looks skyward as he is showing some frustration late in the third period. Late in the game. Matthews now. Working on the weak side here with Thompson, trying to find some space for 26. He comes across the top, he shoots on the run, and that's saved by a stumbling Redlick, who is able to move it up, and now Tall Chief has it. Tall Chief having another outstanding game with great energy and Great footwork. Kogan. He's going to try to go to the net. He dishes it to Rivera. Rivera backhand, and that's saved by Downey. And that had eyes, ladies and gentlemen, but Downey was able to save it on the short side. Costigan takes it off the body to ensure that the ball stays in front of him and pick it up, and he moves it back and forth with Jennings. Back with Costigan now. He's looking for his third. Costigan carries. Guarded well there by Garlow. Jennings back out to Sanderson. Sanderson puts the brakes on. He might be looking to shoot, and he does. And what a goal by Sanderson! As number 19 has done it again, ladies and gentlemen. And instead of jumping into the glass at coach's corner, he pumps up the home side crowd. And Sanderson, just a man on a mission, as we see his beautiful face on the screen. He sees a melee there, and a great job by Kruger to not only set a pick, but set a screen eventually for him to come around to shoot. And he gets dumped on the floor afterwards, and you can see how excited Dustin Sanderson was, as he has paid the price all night here, folks, with many high sticks to the face, and yet still goes hard to the net. Cooper Campbell with a beautiful draw to himself, a no-doubter there against Tall Chief, as he has struggled tonight against number 3 in black. A very important timely face-off by Cooper Campbell, puts it right back into the Northern hands, and in the hands of Aiden Matthews, who skips it to the goal scorer, Sanderson. Sanderson now runs into a double, so he pops it back out to Wilson. Wilson gets wide and resets. 4 seconds on the shot, so he'll head back. A nice last-ditch effort there for Kruger, but he's unable to rally it in, and he'll stay and just put some soft pressure on the Six Nations defender. But if I was going against Tall Chief, I'd probably get off too after a long offensive chip. Squire, 93, trying to beat 2 men to get to the net. He's checked quickly, and now great body positioning there by Captain Messi, and that's slashed out of his stick into Downey, so it won't be back in, and now the Northmen regain possession quickly and go the other way. Evan Miller, newfound confidence after scoring last night. He's been great tonight, running the ball and making decisive plays. Sanderson with it now. He's checked. He loves to go underneath, and he is quick and slippery, ladies and gentlemen. He gets underneath again, shoots, and a good save there by Redlick. And a bouncing ball, funny spin off the glass, as every lacrosse player knows. And the Northern now an opportunity for Miller, and he shoots and scores! What an unbelievable goal by Evan Miller, as the rookie is dripping in confidence after yesterday's goal, and a beautiful far side reach, soft one into the junction. What a wonderful goal by Evan Miller, as we can see with a beautiful mustache on the screen here. Gets naked with it, and just a far side beauty floater to beat Redlick. An unbelievable goal, and an important timely goal by young Evan Miller to put the Northmen up again by 3, 10-7 Northmen, with 12 and a half remaining in the third period. Battle ensues again here on the dot with Campbell and Talchi. Campbell again wins it to the boards, but who will win the battle? Six Nations is in, and they will pick it up as the ball bounces out to mid-floor to Becker. Kogan carries to the near boards on the near side. Kogan with it again. He comes across the top, pumps it over to John Hill, but the pass was not very good, and John Hill bobbles it. Now, good pressure by the Northmen, and it seems to be all Northmen here for the last 4 or 5 minutes, as the frustrated offense of the Six Nation Arrows continues to turn the ball over. Matthews carries. He's looking to exchange, but Cortez pushes out, and now Kruger gets it. Kruger across the top. He looks to shoot, but Cortez is all over him. Kruger picks up again. And Kruger looking for a streaking Thompson, but that's almost picked off by Six Nations Martin. And that's good defense by the Arrows as Cortez runs it out past mid-floor. Cortez trying to go one-on-one with Costigan, but he just shovels it out to Jimerson, and now the Arrows will go on the strong near side and try to make something happen here offensively. Cortez. Good job there by Ron for the help. And Cortez steps in the crease. And we will have another stoppage of play as Cortez hit the ground, and both teams extremely sweaty, probably have squirted water several times all over themselves, and they have wet jerseys, and every time they touch the floor, it makes it very slick, ladies and gentlemen. As we take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, it looks like Burlington Blaze is down by 1 goal to the St. Catharines Athletics, 6-5. As they look to wrap the series up here tonight at home. 11:07 remaining in the third period as we get set to go back into the action here in Orangeville, Ontario. A packed house with the Northmen with a 3-goal lead. And as we know here in this series, no lead is safe, especially with 11 minutes remaining in the game. Sanderson on the far side plays catch with Jennings across the top. Jennings now to Matthews. Matthews looking to make something happen here against Garlow. Garlow, great feed as he is a great defender. The double team comes. Sanderson's wide open. Passes into Jennings. Jennings, little backhand. And he's unable to find mesh as he was bumped by a Six Nations defender. And now the Six Nations Arrows are going to look for some sort of mojo here on the offense as Porter's now doubled in the corner by the Northmen. Porter dives, and that's off the crossbar and down the floor, so it won't be over and back. A nice effort there by Porter as he gets off the floor. Hamill. Far side, dumps into Rivera. Great shot there by Rivera and a better save by Downey. And now Berman comes out with it. Slash out of his stick, but right into the hands of Connor Lesky. And the Northmen will go back to work here on the offensive end. Shirtliff shovels it off to Matthews. Sanderson with it on the far side. He goes against Tallchief. A nice little pass out there, broken up by Tallchief. And almost picked off by Sanderson as he pushes it back, and he does intercept it. And doing more than goal scoring is Dylan Sanderson tonight, doing a fantastic job for his team. Quick pass in there to Kruger, and that's missed. That's a good stick by the defender. Negated that pass. No call there on the high stick to Tallchief. Squire carries on the near side and gets it out to Rivera. Rivera looking to make something happen. He dumps it in there to Squire. Big Joe Squire, he's played well tonight. He dumps it back off to Jimerson now. Jimerson looking for something, but he gets checked, and it'll be another possession with no shot on net by the Six Nations Arrows here in the third period. Costigan now. He dumps it out to Matthews. Matthews, great shot there, and an even better save there by Redlick. But an offensive rebound to the Northmen, and they look pretty content with killing as much of this clock as they can, and I don't blame them. Keeping the hands out of Six Nations offense is the recipe for success here. And a good effort there. And Sanderson just gets decked and cross-checked while he's on the ground. Once again, number 19 taking all the punishment in order to scratch and claw for every opportunity he can get out there on the floor. Kogan. He works with Rivera. Kogan, now he's got a lane to the net. Passes over to Lickers, but the pass is off the mark. Lickers carries. He passes to Rivera. No goalies, no gloves or stick for the goaltender as he's still trying to make saves, and he does. And what an unbelievable effort here by Cole Downey. My goodness, he loses his stick and both gloves and makes a couple of saves to keep the 3-goal lead intact with 7.5 minutes here in the third period. Rivera now looking for something to happen. He gets checked by 2 men. He tries to dump it over to Kogan, but that's not going. And now it's right back into the Northmen hands. A bounce pass out to safety to Campbell, and what a spark that'll be for the Northmen bench. Orangeville Northmen playing some pretty inspired lacrosse here in the first 13 minutes of the third period. And all series really coming in as a 7th seed, going up against the juggernaut of the 2nd seed, Six Nations. A shot there by Jennings goes wide and over half, and again, fielder's choice on a shot clock violation or over and back. Brennan and Kruger exchanging Snapchat handles, no doubt there, and they head to their respective benches. No harm, no foul. Cogan with it now. He carries near side. He's looking for something to happen tonight. Jimerson now with it. He cracks it across to Hamill, but he can't handle it, and that's another giveaway by the Arrows, who just can't seem to get anything going here late in the third period. Down 3. Ron passes over to Costigan, who gets it out to Thompson. Again, Northmen just happy to try to kill as much of this clock, it seems, as possible, and just use really good opportunities like this one, perhaps. Oh! And the Northmen are going to have to get in there to protect their guy, who went hammering into goaltender Redlick as he tried to dive across the crease and got hammered into the net by a defender. And Redlick looks like he is down and perhaps not out as he pops back up. And as you can see there with the crossed arms and the light blue shirt, standing up behind the net there in the corner is NHL standout Matthew Schaefer. Akwesasne duty-free replay to show what happened here. And Matthews had a lane to the net, but Tall Chief just absolutely hammers him as he's diving into the net and puts him, unfortunately, right into his own goalie. And it looks like Aiden Matthews will have to pay the piper in form of a 2-minute penalty, as the Six Nations Chiefs will actually get a 5-minute major for this, which may not be the right call. I'm not sure, but it seemed like he was pushed in there by Tall Chief. Six Nations power play goes to work here with 5 minutes. It's given away by Rivera on an intercepted pass, and now Crossan gets a clothesline, but he'll try to keep the ball as much as he can. And now the Six Nations Arrows will go to the box on a hold by Hamill, and the Orangeville faithful are fired up. A great stick there by the Captain Messier, who's had a really good game defensively here tonight. Bounces right into the stick of Costigan, and once you wrap a free arm around a guy's neck, I don't know why Hamill's palms are to the sky. That's an easy call, especially after a 5-minute major was given out to the other team. So we'll go 4-on-4 for a couple of minutes here, and then the Arrows will have 2 minutes and 39 seconds remaining in their power play. With that penalty, the Northmen are allowed to get their offensive prowess out there to maybe try to increase the gap to 4 from 3, as they look like they're on the attack more than they were 5-on-5. And now Kruger goes to the net. Well guarded there by the Six Nations defense. Over to Kruger again. Kruger out to Sanderson. Sanderson toe drags. Gets it back to Kruger as they try to work for a shot. 3 seconds left. Kruger shoots! Oh, and he narrowly misses the far side all the way from the near boards. And it's right back into the hands of the Six Nations Arrows. 1:20 remains in 4-on-4 action here in the Bunny Barn. Cogan snaps it down to Rivera. Rivera carries. He gets it across to John Hill. John Hill to Lickers. Lickers across top. He shoots around the screen, and that's gobbled up by Downey. Nice effort there by Costigan, almost intercepted, but Berman does a good job backtracking and picking it up and getting it to Sanderson to avoid the 8-second violation. Time ticks away for the Six Nation Arrows on a 3-goal deficit to the Northmen, 10-7. Sanderson looking to make something happen. Right to Thompson. Thompson shoots, and he narrowly misses. There's a great save there, and a timely save by Redlick. And now Nations is just going extra on. And the referee has seen enough, and he's going to take both off the floor as Perret shows some frustrations at the wrong time, in my opinion. I don't know why he's going after a guy, but his team needs goals, not penalties right now. Cameraman Jim has had some very good insight here, folks, as he has let me know that it would probably be in Six Nations' best interest to pull the goalie here down 3 and have a 5-on-4 power play. And let's see if they will take the wisdom of the great and whimsical Cameraman Jim. And it looks like for now, Tyden Redlick will stay between the pipes, and Six Nations will be comfortable going 4-on-4 to try to shorten this lead. Here comes Martin, and a good shooter that he is, misses the net short side and gets his own rebound right back to Kogan and now to Rivera. Rivera bullying his way in. He's looking to shoot. No, he passes off to Martin. Back to Rivera. Bad pass there, and that'll maybe reach half, but it doesn't. And he shoots a weak one into the stick of Downey, and it'll be Northern ball again. Another failed opportunity for the Six Nation Arrows. And now that Hamels penalty is done. The Six Nation Arrows have 2 minutes and 30 seconds of power play time to try to get at least 2 more goals, as a major allows teams to score 2 before the release of the penalty. Oh no, Sanderson with it all alone. He tries a diving pass, and a great save there by Redlick as he slips on the streak left by Sanderson's dive. And that had reminiscence of late in the game last night where Sanderson scored a back-breaking goal late in the third. And a great job by the Northern defense to swarm the Six Nation Arrows player at half and cause the turnover with over and back. Northmen still down a man. As they start the ball here with Dash Adams, and he gives it away right away to Cortez, who picks the pass off to Jennings. Dash Adams getting back to rectify his mistake, and he does it very well. Well done on Dash Adams there to get back what he lost, and now Jennings nearly gives it away, but he's gonna have to rip it over because of the 8-second rule. And it's right back there into the hands of Six Nations. So a calamity of errors here in the last 10 seconds for both teams. And eventually, out of the wash comes Six Nations. Arrows move the ball around. They have a penalty now, remaining 1 minute and 35 seconds. Martin at the top, quarterbacking the offense. He gets the ball over to Kogan. He passes back out to Martin, and it's an ill pass from Kogan, or maybe an offensive stick on it. And now Martin shoots from distance and finds net on the far side of Downey to close the gap to 2 with 2:37 remaining here in the third period. Akwesasne duty-free replay. As you can see here, it's just a good stick on the hands of Kogan that made that go awry, and free hands from way far out, as we've seen Martin hit some pretty fine shots here in this series as he moved to offense after the first game. And he has some luck there, or not luck, probably good skill, beating Downey, who's been absolutely out of his mind good here in the third period, as that one finally beats him with 2:37 left here in the third frame. 1:24 remains in the penalty, as it's a 5-minute major, and he will not be released until it ends, or if Six Nations scores twice. So a good chunk of time left on the penalty for the Six Nations power play to go back to work, and they're going to put it in the hands at the top of the power play with the goal scorer, Martin. Martin plays catch with Kogan. Kogan surveys. He wants to shoot, and he will. And he beats Downey too, far side. And just like that, folks, it's a 1-goal game. 10-9, Northmen. As the Six Nations Arrows have finally found some offense here late in the third on the power play. Major penalty. And we have ourselves another classic bout here in the quarterfinals. The last 3 games have just been out of control. So much so that we've got NHL superstars showing up. And I've talked about it before, the face-off is so important here late in the game. 1 goal. Tall Chief trying to do his best here against Campbell, and Campbell trying to do the same the other way. Let's see what happens here. As there's some nonsense the referees don't like behind the play with Harding and Wilson. Hiltz communicating with GM and announcer Ryan Dowdle. Maybe about some discrepancies on the clock. And I'm not sure what's going on with the penalty clock. Oh, it's 58 seconds remaining. And I guess the 5-minute major is unreleasable. I'm not sure why Matthews is still in the box, as the Arrows have scored twice on the power play. Northmen looking to kill the final 40 seconds of this power play for the Arrows, and Costin does a good job getting away from Tallchief, who pressures the ball very well. Sanderson looking to make something happen again is 19. He dumps it in the corner wisely as the shot clock runs out, and the Northmen are going to want to get their 4 defenders out. 24 seconds remain in the penalty to Aiden Matthews. Rivera. Over to Hamill. Hamill carries across the drop, and he'll crack it down to Kogan. Bad pass there, unaccepted by Kogan, and it looks like Rivera will get the ball as he does, and he's pressured. Kicks it out to Kogan as they get it back out to the top. 10 seconds remain in the shot clock. Into the middle now, and a shot and save by Downey. What a great save by Downey, as it looked like Martin was in all alone, but he was able to shut the door and keep it a 1-goal game in favor of the Northmen. Sanderson now facing some pressure at the midline. He goes down in between Kogan and Martin. And now Hiltz is going to call a stoppage in play. I'm not sure what the call is. And it looks like it'll be Northman ball. Oh, it was a timeout by the Northmen. A wise timeout by the bench. Allowed the falling Sanderson to not lose the ball and turn it over here with less than a minute left. It's all even now, folks, 5-on-5. And what will happen here? The 17 seconds remain on the shot clock in the Northern possession. There's a minute remaining in the game, a 1-goal game, and my goodness, we've got another gem of a game here for you tonight. As always, myself and cameraman Jim bringing the heat for all you viewers at home. I'm wondering if Andrew Suter's in the crowd tonight. I don't know if cameraman Jim is trying to find him. Big Tommy Smart there, Akwesasne Duty Free sponsor for our replays, a great guy. Of course, from Akwesasne, where I called home for 3 summers and still visit every year. Beautiful place is Akwesasne. St. Lawrence River Seaway is a gorgeous place to be, especially in the summertime. Back to the action now. Matthews has it. Garlow, aggressive on the forecheck as they need the ball back quickly. 10 seconds remain in the shot clock. Northmen looking to just kill as much as they can. Sanderson with it now. He falls. He gets back up. Now he might have an opportunity. He shoots off balance, and that ends up in the net. And Dylan Sanderson has done it again, folks, as he increases the Northman lead to 2 with 43 seconds left in the third period. Just like last night, 19 finds a way to put this game almost out of reach late in the game. And what a beautiful face on the screen as we go to the Aquasaucing duty-free replay. He shoots one, has Redlick going the other way, and Redlick, unfortunately for him, slips and somehow trickles into the back of the net. And what an unbelievable effort by Dylan Sanderson once again. He has been unbelievable in these last 3 games. 7 goals in game 4. A backbreaker at the end of the game last night. And what seems to be a possible backbreaker here tonight with only 41 seconds remaining. He increases the lead to 2. "19 does it again." Dylan Sanderson's father, of course, Josh Sanderson, was a Orangeville legend, and he did some pretty special things out here as well, but I don't know if he ever put together a 3-game playoff performance like his son Dylan has in these last 3 games for the Northmen. Taking nothing away from Shooter, obviously, but my God, he's got to be proud of his son Dylan here and the effort he has put out on the floor. And it hasn't been easy, ladies and gentlemen. He has taken probably the most punishment of anyone out here in this series. And my goodness, what a game and what a series for number 19, Dylan Sanderson. Well, the Six Nation Arrows find themselves down 2 late in the game once again, just like last night at home. 41 seconds remain on the clock. They're going to have to go early and often here, 6-on-5. Let's see what happens. Martin carries across the top. Over to Kogan. Kogan has the lane. He tries to shoot, but a great stick there by... And they score! Rivera picks up a loose ball in the corner, and as goaltender Downey was trying to scoop up a loose ball, he comes out on the better side, and the Aquasaucing duty-free replay will show here as Kogan goes to the net. Great check there by Costigan. And Rivera is just able to pick up the rebound behind, and a sliding Downey didn't know where the ball was. Rivera found himself with an open net, and looky here, we have a 1-goal game again with a full 30-second clock left on the game clock at 29 seconds. And I've been saying it all series long, folks, the importance of face-offs, and there's no bigger one here than right now for both teams, as Tall Chief will try to better Cooper Campbell. Campbell, he traps it successfully. Well, who will pick it up here? And it looks like it'll be Six Nations. Campbell trying to go on the ball, but Captain Messier with the stick check. He rips it over to Shabbat. Shabbat is mauled by Brennan. And it looks like an 8-second call. That was very quick, but it'll be Six Nations as they score! An outside shot by Rivera ties it up with 10 seconds left. Can you believe it? An unbelievable turn of events as the Northmen had a 2-goal lead with only 40 seconds left. And my goodness, as you see here in the Aquasaucing duty-free replay, at just outside shot bomb from Rivera somehow fools Downey, and somehow, some way, in 30 seconds, the Six Nations Arrows have tied the game. Cooper Campbell with it now. Northmen, 5 seconds remain. Loose ball to the Six Nations Arrows. And that'll be it for regulation time, folks. And don't go anywhere. We have overtime. So it'll be next goal wins here in Game 6. Could you ask for anything better? I think not. You got to think that Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the thrilling conclusion here as the Orangeville Northmen found themselves up by 2 goals with 40 seconds left, and somehow, some way, the Arrows have made their comeback to force overtime. And it will be sudden death overtime in Junior A Lacrosse. What a classic we have on our hands. And an anxious crowd on both sides. The Orangeville fans on one, the Six Nation Arrows fans on the other, both holding their breath to see who will come out on top. Will Orangeville put this to bed, or will Six Nations force a Game 7 tomorrow night? Here we go. Tulchi and Campbell battle as they have. Campbell wins the draw here, a massive draw for the Northmen, as they'll get a first opportunity at getting a winner. Matthews has it now. Shot clock down to half as Jennings comes out. Matthews and Jennings working with it. Matthews over to Sanderson. Sanderson to Kruger. Kruger! Oh, a wonderful opportunity there, but a great save by Redlick. And into the Six Nations bench. It'll be Orangeville Northmen ball again. A wonderful opportunity early for the Northmen, and they were just unable to capitalize on the opportunity. And it was that close to being over, ladies and gentlemen, in the first 35 seconds of overtime.
Is that the final? That's the final for us. No?
And it looks like the St. Catharines Athletics have routed the Burlington Blaze 10-5, so they will advance to the semis in the Orangeville Junior A Lacrosse playoffs. A great job, as always, by our little Northman helpers on the floor wipe, as the Northmen get set on their second opportunity to put this thing to bed. Starting ball with no doubt, number 19, Dylan Sanderson. He exchanges to Matthews. Matthews working with Jennings. Matthews comes across the top, nothing on there. He shoots, and he just misses the far side. Jennings trying to get the loose ball. It goes in the hands of the Six Nation Arrows. No possession yet, but now Becker has it. Becker runs the floor well. He'll take it over half with 2 seconds in hand. Tulchi off to Kogan, and now it's the opportunity, first opportunity for Six Nations to send this back home. Squire. Down to Hamill. Hamill up to Rivera. He shoots! And a save by Downey. And a great save by Downey as Rivera has the hot stick as he scored the last 2 goals to tie this thing up, 11-11. Captain Messier. Wild pass to Costigan, but he rolls off. He might have a lane, but he'll decide to pull out and give it back to the captain as he'll dish it to Matthews and get off. Sanderson on the far side now, one-on-one with Tulchi. Matthews put down by big number 55, Martin. Sanderson looking for anything to go here. He steps in the crease. No goal. No goal. He steps in the crease, says referee Hilt. And as much as it pains me to say, I believe that was the right call. Kogan carries now on the near side. He's coming across the top. He sends it over now to Hamill. Hamill coming across the top. He's looking to shoot. No, he's not. He's looking to make a move. He's got an opportunity. He shoots off the post and off the meshing at the top, so it'll be a reset for Six Nations as the tension is thick inside the Tony Rose Memorial Arena right now, folks. Rivera with it now. He sends it over to John Hill, who has some trouble, but he regains it quickly. John Hill carries across the top. He's surveying the situation. He gets it down to Hamill. Hamill now, quick underneath move. Dumps it out to Martin. Martin back up to Rivera. Rivera, like quick move. He shoots, and a great save by Downey, and that's scooped up by Berman and quickly moved up the floor to Campbell, and now the Northmen will get another opportunity with just over 7 minutes remaining in the overtime. Jennings hands it over to Thompson. Thompson to Sanderson. Nerves from everyone in the building right now. Sanderson carries on Becker. Sanderson looks inside. He's going to shoot. He shoots. Right to Cougar. He scores! Cougar scores! Cougar scores! Cougar scores in overtime to put this to bed. And the Northmen have done it in dramatic fashion at home. 12-11 in overtime. And the splash goes into coach's corner. An elation for the Orangeville crowd and the Orangeville Northmen. What an unbelievable game we had here, folks. And the number 7 seed upsets the number 2 seed. And an unbelievable game as Kruger just finds himself at the net, catches the rebound, pumps high, goes low, finds room under Trident Redlick, and my goodness, the roof has just blown off the Tony Rose Memorial Sports Complex. And me and cameraman Jim will be back for the next series. Absolute electricity for the Orangeville Northmen here tonight, as it couldn't have been any closer between these two teams. And Six Nations is stunned. They put up a wonderful effort here, ladies and gentlemen, but they just couldn't beat the Northmen in the end. And I don't think anyone had this on their bingo card at the start of the series, but once the 4 games went, it was clear that it was anyone's series. And that's all from us tonight. Cameraman Jim and I out, and we will see you in the semifinals.